So let's start right away and talk about your background, HC Habitation. And I think the first thing that comes to mind is it's a unique name for a home builder, HC Habitation. So what's the meaning behind it?
So the basics of it is habitation is actually French, because here in Quebec is majority French. So it's habitation. And the HC, it's really nothing very spectacular. Our dogs' names were Hemi and Kuda. And we were honestly looking for a name and couldn't figure it out. So we were like, oh, Hemi and Kuda. We didn't have kids at the time. Very non-creative. H, Hemi, C, Kuda, HC Habitation. And then it stuck.
Oh, I love it. That's great. Because you think of like, oh, there's some sort of like spectacular meaning behind the name. It's like, well, no, it was our dogs.
Yeah.
Well, very good. So so you mentioned you are in Quebec, Montreal. And give us a little background on your market. How big is Quebec, and kind of the size of your service area?
So we work in the greater Montreal area. Now, Quebec itself, I think there's population maybe around 8 million or so, but it's an enormous province. So most of the population is really concentrated around Montreal, and I think the population is probably around somewhere in the 3 to 4 million range. So there's obviously lots of potential clients here. There's still land and room to expand. So that's definitely the area that we concentrate in. Just because getting spread too thin is not good for anyone.
And I think I noticed on your website, you roughly 40-kilometer radius around Montreal.
Yeah, pretty much.
So that would convert to.
Yeah, so that probably would encompass most of the 3 million people that lives there. Yeah, so it's a big market that you have. Okay, very good. So, and then tell us, when did you start the company?
We started officially in 2017. We built our first home in 2018. Prior to that, we actually had a partnership. So we did have the company before that. We really started in 2011 about. Excuse me, we had a partnership up until 2017, and then we went out on our own after that.
Okay, and you were building homes in that partnership as well?
Yes, new homes.
You were, okay. All right, great. And so 2018 is 2023 right now, so you're going into your 5th year? Yep. Okay, fantastic. And how did you happen to end up in this business?
That's an interesting story, actually. I grew up in a family business, and they were subcontractors in fire protection, so sprinkler systems. So that's actually what I was trained in, and that's what I had worked in as soon as I finished up in high school. But then a friend of mine was building his own family home, and kind of his family had some experience in it as well. So I just helped him out for the summer, and I absolutely fell in love with it. So it kind of just snowballed from there. We're like, okay, let's build a house together. Let's see if we can actually sell it. And then, okay, let's make it official. Let's get a license. Let's get, everything that we need to go. And that's kind of how it all fell together.
Well, that's very interesting. And in Quebec, are fire suppression systems or sprinkler systems, are they required in single family homes?
No, they are not. Certain municipalities, they'll require it, but pretty much nowhere.
Okay. Yeah, that's an expensive endeavor if that's the case. That's a lot of cost.